And I want to welcome you all to NCORE, and welcome to Voices for Disability Rights, Radical Tactics and Motivations. My name is Elliot, and I'm with the NCORE Collective, folks organizing here. One of the best parts about this conference is I get to meet all these new people who I've never met before. But I also get to work with people that I've been working with and are friends of mine. Carol and Anais, I've been working with them for years and consider them, really close friends and comrades. And so I'm really glad that they helped put together this workshop. The panelists that they put together include Linda Royster, who's a radical disability rights activist and advocate.
What?
Bobby Coward, he's the chair and spokesman for the Capital Area ADAP. MJ, American Sign Language and Deaf Studies instructor at Gallaudet University. And Sasha Vodnik, who's with the School of America's Watch Anti-Pressure Labor.
And this is Jim Ward, who's having a baby.
And this is Jim Ward, right here, who's having a baby. Jim Ward, who's president of the National Coalition for Disability Rights and ADA Watch, who is not here right now, may show up, but also will be So I'm going to turn over the workshop to Anais and Carol, and welcome them.
Well, thank you very much, Elliot, and thanks to everybody for being here. I am Anais, and I'm really pleased to be a part of today. I've been crippled my whole life, and I've also been a radical anti-capitalist my whole life, and to be in a shared space where both of those things are happening at the same time, and we're all having a discussion is really exciting for me. I was going to introduce folks, but before doing that, I want to make mention of Risa Shaw, who you see actively engaged in interpreting for MJ here on the panel. I want to thank her for being here. She's volunteering her time, and she's doing, as one interpreter, what most people would use two for, because she's going to be alone for an hour and a half doing this work. And also want to ask folks to be thinking about, and this is for all of us, watching out for signals from Risa about needing us to slow down, needing us to not talk over each other, things like that, so that this can be fully accessible for everyone that's in the space. I guess that concludes my sort of logistical stuff and my thank you stuff, so I'm going to pass it to my co-facilitator, Carol Tyson. She's also my best friend.
I was trying to find, I can't find it right now. There's another workshop that we didn't want to forget to mention on mental health. On kind of folks with mental health issues or not with mental health issues being forced to take drugs and the institution around that. And so I can't find it really quickly, but it's here and it's going to be an amazing workshop, I'm sure. And it's something that I actually have personal experience with, so it's very, it's important, and I really hope that you all go to it. So, sorry. I only have a few things to say. We're going to try to hold question and answers for the end. We really are leaving some space at the end for us to have a discussion, so if you can just hold that. And then when we do get to that part of the workshop, we want to let you know that we really want this to be an open space and want you to kind of allow yourselves, and we'll allow ourselves to come up with some maybe difficult questions for ourselves and for each other and for our panelists too. We really want to have a good discussion, so please don't be afraid to ask any questions, and I think it'll be really terrific. I have been a part of this kind of community, the NCORE community, the radical anti-capitalist community for a while now. And last year I was in an accident, so now I'm a part of the disability community. I'm really proud to be a part of this community because I think that the people who've been working and have had to live with this for much longer than I have do an amazing job every single day of their lives. And so I'm really excited to be able to bring these two worlds together. And I hope that it's the beginning of something and not just a workshop. As a part of that, we set up a website to go with our workshop. I'm not going to write it down. I'm going to just say it. It's actually going to be two websites, and right now the only one that's working is www. What is it? Anarch Ability. So it's ANARCHABILITY. So just replace the dis with anarch and you got it. .org. And what it has is links to the organizations that our panelists represent, and then a few links just around disability culture. It has a call out for people who are interested in working with us to continue to try to form coalitions and to continue the discussion about what it's like to work in the disability rights movement, but also to work in the anti-capitalist movement as a person with a disability. So if you're interested, please write us. We really want help. I think that's it. That's all I have to say. Also, if you want to come up and just say that you'd like to help afterwards, we'd be happy to meet you. So I'm really excited, and thank you, everybody, for coming.
I want to make one other logistical comment for folks. We are videotaping the panel today, and our intention is to keep that camera on the panelists, not to be putting it on any folks that are in the room, and anyone who has issues about the video camera should adjust themselves in whatever way they want to do that. And Elliot has already introduced the panelists, but I just wanted to let folks know. Linda's going to talk first about history stuff. Jim Ward, if he arrives, and is not otherwise occupied by having his child, will then go into current issues. If he's not here to do that, we're hoping that Linda will do that. Then Bobby's going to talk about his work with ADAPT. ADAPT is a radical direct action disability rights group that does really, really kick-ass direct action work. And after Bobby, MJ is going to talk about deaf culture and deafness. She works at Gallaudet University, which is the only deaf university in the world. It's a really, really amazing institution for folks that aren't local and don't know about it. It's located right here in DC, and it's a really important part of this community. After that, Sasha's going to talk about the work that SOA Watch is doing as part of their anti-oppression working group, and Gail, actually, because Sasha became Gail. Sorry. And then we're going to have a question and answer. And if any of my timekeeping stuff feels aggressive and horrible, it's just meant to keep us going and not to be insensitive. So I'm going to pass it off to Linda.
Thanks. I appreciate being introduced as a radical disability rights activist. I'm sort of a wannabe radical disability rights activist. Anais gave me 10 whole minutes to talk about the history of the disability rights movement. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover the whole thing, okay? So listen fast, because I'm going to talk fast. No, as I was thinking about how could I possibly do this thing, I thought perhaps the best thing I could do is to help you all understand the disability rights movement in the context of other civil rights movements in our country. And if you understand that the disability rights movement is very much the same, and if you understand how it's different, then you could plug in sort of the historical pieces if and when you needed to do that. So first, I think you need to, oh wait, I haven't issued a disclaimer. I like to issue disclaimers. I can hardly claim to be a radical anything because I'm a lawyer. And so obviously I have some faith in the system of laws in our government. That said, I haven't really ever practiced law for years, except for a few years when I worked for a big firm to pay off my law school experience. So I'm not all that bad, but you do need to understand. I'm also a person with disability. I'm a person with mental illness. Fortunately, although I'm very cognizant of the problem that Carol just mentioned, you perhaps need to know that I do take my medicine, and nobody has ever made me take it. I take it all by myself, because if I didn't take it, I would not be able to achieve the things that I want to achieve in my life. And by achieve, I don't mean like, get money or some job or whatever. I probably wouldn't even be able to get up in the morning. So to the extent that I want to work with people with disabilities to improve our lives,